Barkley wins.
Barkley wins.
Yeah.
I'm actually watching the Instagram, the little reel or video from the race. It is. You want a chair? You want a chair? Chairs are for finishers.
That's right. That's right. John Kelly.
Golly days,
we are definitely going to get into Barkley. It was a hell of an event, literally, this year.
Yeah.
And we have a lot of other exciting race results to go over. What a weekend of racing! Like, holy crap! Everybody was out.
Yeah. And what's funny is, like, I don't know if any of them are really, like, I don't know. I could be wrong. I don't know if any of them are, like, big name races yet, right? Like I mean, there's, like, I think the one is only its second year of existence.
Yep.
And then the one is across the pond. So, I mean, like, there's some really cool races that happen with some really cool runners in it that might be a little bit new to some of the listeners. So, could be a fun one.
Yep. And we have one FKT that we're going to go over out here in California. And as far as news stories, there's a new ultra running podcast that was just announced that is going to be launched by a familiar organization. I think the first episode was already released of that, but yeah, we'll talk about that. And our 3 T's today, we're gonna go mental. We're going mental.
Get in that dome.
That's right. All right. Well, let's not hold out. Let's jump right to Barkley. Let me go to this one. So Barkley, I think 45. I think they estimate 45 runners started. You know, we don't really know the details because the details are never really released. We can only go really off of Keith Dunn's Twitter posts or his Blue Sky posts. I think he was on Blue Sky this year.
Oh, was he? Son of a bitch. I missed it.
Yeah. So 45 runners started, and, you know, they're 20-mile loops, right? But it's probably closer to 27, 28-mile loops. And it's believed that only 10 people even finished a single loop this year.
Golly,
and only 4 runners, John Kelly, Maxime Gaudin, Sebastian Raikkonen, and Tomokazu Ihara, better known as Tomo, they survived 2 loops. And then Gaudin, Raikkonen, and Tomo all tapped out on loop 3. John Kelly was the solo person to make it a fun run. He completed 3 laps in 39 hours and 50 minutes and 27 seconds. And what that means is if he was to even go out on his 4th lap, he would only had 20 hours to complete 2 laps. And since he already completed 3 laps in 40 hours, the math probably wasn't adding up.
The math was not mathing.
No, it was not. That was the new math. No.
Yeah.
So, you know, chances are Laz was embarrassed last year. I'm guessing that 5 runners finished, including the first female finisher ever. I'm thinking he was stewing for the whole year. Like, I am going to make this thing so hard next year. That's just a guess. I don't know for sure.
I mean, he definitely made the course harder for sure. Like, he 100% made that course harder.
Yeah. And John Kelly admitted that in this article in the Run 247. He said the fun run was harder than the last 2 5-loop finishes that he's done. He said it was brutal. He said there was 10% more vertical climbing, bringing it closer to 15,000 feet per lap. Right. So,
yeah, dude,
if we're doing the math there,
15,000 feet of gain.
15 times 5, that's 75,000 feet of climbing if someone was to complete all 5 loops.
Yeah. I mean, the wild part for me is that's 15,000 feet of gain in less than a marathon. Well, marathon, like anywhere from 20 to a marathon, somewhere around that range. Like that is batshit crazy.
Yeah, that's like borderline psychotic.
That's insane. Like that is just that doesn't even make sense.
No.
So,
I mean, that's more than double hard rock, right?
Yeah.
That's like and the weather, I guess, was tough. It was around 77 degrees, which is toasty for Barkley. I guess they had 4 inches of rain and a tornado watch 2 nights before. They had 1 night later, they had snow flurries. So I'm sure none of them were used to the heat or even ready for the heat.
Yeah.
Also, so there was a lot of factors here, and John Kelly, he's kind of become like the Barkley master, right? Like he had it figured out. So he got it figured out. So for him to struggle with that much, it was rough.
Yeah.
So that was Barkley. Oh, the other thing that made it hard is this was believed to be maybe the latest start that Barkley ever had. He didn't blow the conch until like after 11:30, no, he didn't light the cigarette till like 11:37 or something, right?
Yeah, it was super late. It was super late.
So essentially, runners were probably up since like 4 or 5 in the morning, and had to wait that whole time. So, so that added to the difficulty as well. And I think only one of the women runners completed 1 lap. So it'll be interesting to see what they do next year.
I mean, I feel like it's probably a repeat of this course, right?
I don't know. It might be like a negotiation or something, like where like you swing too far one way and you got to like come back a little bit. I don't know.
I feel like I kind of want to see. I feel like I kind of want to see. I want to see him dig his feet into the sand now, right? Like I want to see him like, all right, y'all wanted the games.
Yeah.
My job. It's like when a team is blowing out another team. It's not my job to stop my own offense. That's your job, right? It's not Laz's job now to like step back. No, it's now their job. It's the runner's job now to ante up and figure out how to beat this new course. But dude, it is golly days, man. Like I'm still watching that one video of the like people are just wrecked in that video. I mean, they're just wrecked.
Oh yeah,
it makes no sense. So
yeah, it'll be interesting to maybe even hear a little bit more about it in the days to come.
Yeah.
Also, this weekend was maybe one of the best showdowns that we've had, and like I don't know, in a long time. Because we had 2 of the best in the world, Walmsley and Kilian Jornet, squaring off. Oh, and by the way, the Vincent Boyard, who won UTMB last year and set the record there, was also on the starting line. And to set the stage a little bit, Kilian and his wife just had a baby, Amelia Forsberg. She had a baby the week before the race, and he had a lack of sleep, and he is also dealing with an injury, I think some sort of Achilles injury or something. So he was a little banged up, but what I learned was his main goal going to Chianti was to secure a Western States golden ticket. So
love it.
So those three, Bolyard, Jornet, and Walmsley, they ran. This is a 75-mile race. It's 120K, and there was golden tickets on the line. 2 golden tickets for the men, 2 for the women, and those 3 ran together for quite a while. And just at one point, Walmsley, he just like pulled away, and he just dominated. He ended up winning the race by a half hour. And I read some interview with him where he said he didn't like pull away on purpose. He was just going at what felt comfortable, and he just, it just happened. So, and I think, to be honest, I think this race was like tailor made to Walmsley, right?
It is very Walmsley-esque of a course. It is. It's funny because it's like, I feel like Walmsley and Jornet are, I mean, clearly both are like are Mount Rushmore-ish kind of people, right?
Absolutely.
But they're also very different runners.
Yeah.
Like Killian is just, dude's a fucking goat. I mean, he's
a downhill specialist.
Yeah, you throw him on a mountain, man, and he's going to wreck your world. But this race just didn't have it. Like you said, it's designed. From the pictures I've seen, it doesn't look overly technical. It looks like it's a lot. It just looks like where you can just like open up all the chambers. You know what I mean? And just, like,
it's a lot of like fire road.
Yeah.
It's a lot of like pathways through vineyards and even some paved road.
Yep, it is just designed to open it up all the way, full throttle, full send, and like. That's Walmsley. That's what Walmsley does. Like, he's blown his own self up doing that kind of shit.
Yeah.
But this race, man, kind of like you said, only being 72, like only 72 miles, or 72 miles. It's like right there. It's like, it is such a dope ass race for him. So.
Yeah, and so Bolyard was in second. Almost all the way to the end, and Jornet caught him and passed him, and Jornet finished second by like 30 seconds. So it was a sprint finish for second place. And so that brings us to this, right? Killian has secured a golden ticket.
Mm-hmm.
This is setting up Western States to be like the race of the decade.
Yeah, so much. Yeah.
So that is some exciting shit right there. And yeah, so that was your podium for the men. And for the women, Abby Hall from the US was in the race. And she finished in 4th. And Stephanie Howell for the US was in the race as well, and she finished 5th. But first place for the women was Fiona Pascal in 12 hours and 34 minutes. Joanna Antila from Finland, 12:53 was second. Azara Garcia from Spain, 13:12 for third. And then Abby was 13:31. Stephanie was 13:34. So that was Chianti, which is in like Tuscany area in Italy. And actually, like, I like to look at this race. Honestly, I was watching the footage. It was raining. It was raining. Yeah. It was wet. It was muddy. But at the same time, I like that it's not like super technical and it's just like beautiful like vineyards and hills and
that is a good destination race right there, boy.
Yeah, and it's early season too, so
Yeah, man, that's one that I bet we can get our significant others on board with going to.
well,
Like,
Jessica's already in if if we want to go.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah. Anyways, yeah.
By the way, before you jump to our next race, Fiona Pascal. Does that last name ring a bell?
Pascal's wager?
No.
The famous philosopher.
Fiona has an older sister, Beth Pascal, who won Western States in 2021.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
She comes from good stock.
Yeah. It's like that's kind of a dope story that could be told right there, right? I'm willing to bet. I'm not willing to put a substantial amount of money on it, but I'm willing to make a wager that if
Pascal's wager.
Hey, I would be willing to bet that if Fiona wins this year, it'll be the first time ever that siblings have won Western States in different years.
Yeah.
It's got to be, right? Like,
it's got to be. It's got to be.
But that's pretty cool. Beth Pascal won in 2021. Fiona is supposedly going to accept her wooden ticket. I don't think it's official yet.
Man, Western States just keeps getting better and better. You bring up a good storyline. Yeah.
I like it.
Not very nice. Oh, by the way, Walmsley's time was sub 10. So he went 9 hours and 59 minutes for like 75 miles or something.
Just in case you want to know what fast sounds like. That's what it sounds like.
No shit. I think it was like just over a 7-minute pace.
God.
Like I can't even do one effing mile.
Oh, dude, my fucking hamstring would detach from my femur if I tried to do that. They'd like fuck off. This is a cool race coming up. The next one we're talking about is another cool race. I'm telling you, dude.
Yeah. Didn't Pete Griggs run this?
Yeah, we had Barkley, we had Chianti, now we have Crown King. Like, dude, it was like three, like there was multiple really good races this weekend. And like this is the one that is like probably pretty well known, but not like uber well known yet. I don't feel like I could be wrong. Yeah. I just don't feel like it's super well known.
So Crown, it's growing in popularity for sure.
Yeah.
So Crown King Scramble, this is in the Phoenix area. I think it's just outside of Phoenix. From the shores of Lake Pleasant in the Sonoran Desert to the town of Crown King in the Ponderosa Pines of the Bradshaw Mountains. It goes through several climate zones that take you from spines to pines. First half of the race is on rolling, smooth dirt forest roads, and the back half is on rough four-wheel drive Jeep trail that climbs steeply up into the mountains. So it is like a fire road type race the whole way. It's like smooth road and then probably rough when you get up to the mountains. And it's like it's basically a 6,800 foot climb. It's just like a climb all the way up to the town of Crown King. I don't think there's very much descent in this race.
I think there's next to none. Like I think it's like literally next to none.
I think right at the end, I think there's a little bit of descent down to the finish. Like it's very minimal.
Pete said this is a motherfucker of a climb.
Mm-hmm.
He said it. He's like, dude. He's like, the end of that race, it smacks you square in the face. Like this is.
You're not doing a lot of running, I'm guessing.
No.
Unless you're someone like Courtney DeWalter, who did run the race this year, and of course, she got first place.
Yeah.
And not only did she get first place, of course, she set the record for the women. And yeah, she was on Instagram. Here, I'll share this tab. There she is. just kicking ass like Courtney does. 4 hours and 19 minutes. And she's, as we mentioned, she's in Cocodona 250 this year, and it's just over 6 weeks away. So, it's probably almost like 5 weeks away now, right?
I think so.
5 or 6 weeks.
My favorite part about this post that they have up right now is this video. It's Court being Court. Fuck yeah, smile ear to ear,
right?
Like just gliding along. The video before this, like if you hit the little arrow and go to the other, the bottom corner there, if you hit the other arrow, right. Nope, I think you went by it. It's at the bottom of her video. It's like right where her bib is now. I think I should take. Oh wait, nope. I guess not.
Yeah, I can't do that.
There's a video that was posted right before this one.
This one, I had no idea what to expect. Oh
no, it's the video of the guy who won Crown King.
Oh, okay.
Listen, I hate to talk shit about a guy who's a bajillion times faster than me, but it sounds like he's in labor. Like he is dying.
Yeah.
I mean, he's grunting and groaning and just running. Like he is just grunting. And you're like, dude, this guy's going to fucking die. And then like the very next video is Court like, ha 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 ha, just like all smiles and shit. Like she is a bad motherfucker, boy.
Just straight up badass.
Just fucking go all day, every day.
Yep. So Eric Blake was the one who was the first place for the men and first overall in 4 hours and 12 minutes. Courtney only came in 7 minutes behind him. So second overall, first for the women. Bryce Brooks, third, 4:24. Joey DeFio, 4:36. Arden Young was second for the women, and she was sixth overall, 4 hours and 47. And podium for the women was rounded out by Natalie Nicholson, 5 hours and 9 minutes. So great job by them.
So Court was only 7 minutes behind him. I'm here to tell you, if that race was even another 2 miles longer, she would have ran that dude down like a dog. The
way she was moving at the end.
Yeah, it's such a good video. Hey, weirdly enough, I clicked on their website and I found the elevation chart of this race.
Yeah,
dude, it is kind of hysterical. All right, so even from right there, I think you just wait right there. Look at how look at that thing, man. Like
it does look like it does look pretty flat for the first 5 miles, maybe.
Even at the 10-mile mark, you're really not getting up anywhere. And then all of a sudden, about the 10-mile mark to about the 14-mile, 15-mile, we're starting to get some gain there. And then, all right, pretty good until 19. And then, dude, it just like steady climbs. Yeah. And then, like you said, there's a really, 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 really gradual.
Yeah, it's almost flat. Yeah, it's downhill just slightly.
But dude, that is a hilarious. Dude,
it's just.
I don't know if I'd go as far as to call it douche grade, but that is for sure just a steady climb all the way.
No downhills except for at the end. Dude, there's maybe a couple little tiny downhills, but
you get no reprieve.
No. That's what I'm saying. You gotta be able to run up douche grade a little bit.
That's crazy.
All right. So also another, and there was 260 finishers in Crown King Scramble 50K, by the way. Another up and coming race, and it's only in its second year, that brought out a lot of star power, is the Big Alta. This is in Marinwood, California, which is it's in Marin County. It's just north of San Francisco. It's north of Mount Tam. I would call this the foothills of Mount Tam, I guess. But there's still like, 6,800 feet or something of climbing in this race.
So
Actually, I think they even added in a little climbing this year. David Roche towed the line, Eli Hemming, Tabor Hemming. She's like just a very, very fast female elite runner. So a bunch of people towed the line. David Roche rolled his ankle like pretty bad. Here's his Instagram, and he said, let's see. So the big Alta 50K, he wanted to learn at the edge against the best in the world. He raced to win, going with a move by Eli Hemming that turned out to be above his pay grade, followed by an ankle sprain, ending in a DNF. He didn't run his own race. He thinks he would have had a tough day as a result if the ankle didn't splat. It was a double whammy. So I think there's a picture. Oh, no, it's not in there. He had a picture of his ankle somewhere. It looked rough.
Does it?
Yeah, I don't know where that post is, but sounds like anyway, Eli Hemming just like dropped him dead in the tracks. And I gotta go to these race results. So Tabor Hemming won for the women. And by the way, Eli and Tabor are married. So imagine
power couple, boy.
Power couple. Imagine if their kids if they have kids, are going to be all stars.
Oh yeah.
Right here. So there was a 7-hour. Wow, there was a 7-hour cutoff at that race. 170 runners finished under the 7 hours. Eli Hemming won with a course record time, 3 hours and 19 minutes. Eddie Owens, who's a super fast Bay Area runner, was second in 3 hours and 26 minutes. Remy LaRue, 30 hours and 28. And as mentioned, Tabor Hemming won for the women in 4 hours and 4 minutes, breaking the course record. So the Hemmings, both won, both set course record. And Lindsay Allison, who's another super fast woman runner, 4 hours and 11 minutes, and Erin Moyer was rounded out the podium for the women, 4:13. So pretty cool.
Dude, that is a fast race, dude. That is fast.
It's not technical, but there's some really steep downhills. There's some punchy ass climbs. It's kind of tough.
It's funny because for I enjoy following Daybreak Racing Instagram page, right? And so they've obviously had a bunch of like stories and stuff like that from the race over the weekend. And to your point about it not being technical, it's like it's funny because like I've seen like the little bit that I ran out there with you, like I'll see little parts of the trail and I'm like, oh, I remember. And so there's this one video that I remember watching, and it's like the trail, like they're coming down, and there's just this little little like one of those little numbers that's kind of frequent on those trails out there for some reason, and I kind of like that's the technical part of that trail. It was just like a little up and like almost like a bicycle jump.
Yeah.
But then it went into like a kind of a hairpin turn to the left.
Yeah.
And I thought, yeah, man, that's about as technical as it gets there. But you're going to get some climbing in. But I mean, dude, that thing you said it has a 7-hour cutoff.
Yeah, that's tight. That's tight,
dude. Like, man, you are. Man, like for a back of the packer 50K runner, you are getting after it to finish that thing. You're having a good run for yourself that day.
I'll tell you, that would be tough. I did the Mount Tam 50K once, and my goal was to get sub 7, and I gave it like everything I had and just barely made it. Like,
Yeah.
I mean,
That is.
I didn't even like at aid stations. I was just like not stopping. I was like putting all out effort the whole time, like consciously thinking about my effort the whole time. I wasn't.
Yeah.
I was tense because I wasn't relaxed at all. So yeah, not easy. All right, let's go to the pistol. This is a classic race in Tennessee.
East of Mississippi Classic.
The Campbells did this one year, I'm pretty sure.
I think they like to go down this one kind of often, actually. I think this like one.
I think didn't Stephanie win or get second or
she's either won or she's podiumed it. Like for sure. Like she has. I think that's why they go down as often as they have down to this one. So they like this one and they like another one that starts at like midnight, like around New Year's Eve. There's another one that does that they like, I think. But this one wasn't Costume Chick talking to us about this race also?
She was there. I saw a picture on Instagram.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, she was. She was dressed up like a sheriff or something. Like I can't remember.
That makes sense. Yeah.
But anyway, the pistol it's like an out and back course, and I think there's like multiple out and backs actually. There's different distances. There's 100-mile, and there's let's see, there's 100K, a 50K
for pistol.
Yeah.
Oh, there's everything. There's
50 mile, 100 mile.
Yeah. They have everything from half marathon up. They have
55K, 110K.
Yeah. They have ridiculous amount of races.
Yeah. So anyway, what we're looking at is the 50K for a good reason. Mike Wardian, who is just an absolute maniac.
Yeah.
In the 50 to 54 age group, he not only did he win the race, the 50K outright overall, he set a USATF 50 to 54 age group 50K record, and he did it in 3 hours and 13 minutes. This guy, like, I don't know if you follow him on Instagram, but he is always doing like strength training, like a lot of like body weight type strength training. He's lifting. He's like skinny as a rail, but he is always doing strength training, and he's still just like super fat or fast and fit. And I mean, it was cool watching him run across the country. I think it was last year or the year before.
The AT.
He just did the AT. We followed him. Yeah. So just a beast, and he won the 50K and set that record. So I thought that was pretty cool. Brian Zikafus was second in the 50K, 3 hours and 24. Vicky Jaron was third overall, first for the women, 3 hours and 35. And let's see, Rebecca Earnruth was second for the women, 6 overall, 4:33. So, so that was. I just wanted to bring attention to the fact that Mike Wardian set that age group record for the USATF. It's American age group record.
American.
Let's. And the pistol is, I believe it's paved. I think the whole course is paved.
Because a good portion of it is on. I feel like a good portion of it's on. No, maybe not. Or some of it on the Blue Ridge Mountain Highway or whatever the heck that thing is called. Is some of it on that? Maybe even.
Yeah, maybe.
I don't know. Maybe not.
Not too familiar.
No, I don't think so. Because this over in like over in Tennessee, so maybe not.
Right.
But I think you are correct. It is largely paved.
Yeah. Let's go to Charlotte. Yeah, here's her costume for the pistol.
Yeah.
All right. So let's move on to another important
Mhm.
thing that happened over the weekend. Uh, Former guest and also friend of the pod, Cole Crosby.
Hey.
There he
Look
is.
at him. Look at him.
He cruised to a win in the 50, I think it's like 51-mile race that the Badwater, the company that puts on Badwater, they have one this time of year, and it's in North Carolina, right, where Cape Fear.
Yeah.
It's called the Badwater Cape Fear. I think some of it's run on the beach, and some of it's on road, and kind of just like played right into Cole's strengths. And yeah, and Cole, he dominated the 50-mile and got the win. So it was pretty cool. And let's check in on the other results from that 50 miler. So Cole was the winner in 6 hours and 52 minutes. Jamal Ryan was second, 7 hours and 3 minutes. And Connor Poole in third, 8 hours and 2 minutes. And for the women, Kaylee Frederick was first. That name sounds familiar. 8 hours and 17. And let's see. Lindsay Cascow was second in 8:50. And Ashley Leischer was third in 9:15. So that was Badwater Cape Fear 51.4 miler. All right. Let's jump over to this FKT. It's kind of cool.
While we jump over to that, I'm looking at Cole is actually is actually rocking and like has a lot of stuff he runs for, and I think this is who he sells for too, maybe. That new shoe, the Mount to Coast.
Mount to Coast.
Mount to Coast. Those shoes are pretty badass. I'm intrigued by those shoes, but they're not zero drops. So I'm concerned. Like I was just talking to my wife tonight about like I wonder if you run in zero drops the predominant amount of time, I wonder how bad or detrimental it is to run in shoes with a little bit of a drop if you still strike on midfoot. I wonder, you know what I mean? I wonder how bad that messes your legs or your stride up or your gait up.
I tried a shoe with just a 4 millimeter heel to toe drop.
Yeah.
And like it instantly was like activating my shin splints.
No shit.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting. All right.
I really would like to be able to, because I'd like to explore some other shoes.
Yeah.
I just got the Ultra Lone Peak 9 Plus because they come with Vibram soles, and I was excited about that because the tread is a lot better and it lasts longer. But the cushion in those things is like non-existent. It feels like you're running on a platform or something. Really? Like I'm just like, what the hell is this? Like I'm like, God dang, because they're more expensive than the regular Lone Peaks.
Well, yeah, because they're the plus.
They're the plus. You get the Vibram sole, but you got less cushion.
Yeah, we'll give you one thing. We're not giving you both.
But you know what? We should look to have Cole on.
Do a shoe education episode.
Yeah, we have a lot. We have a lot that we could talk to him about.
That dude's a ton of knowledge.
He's got a couple wins, and he's going to be at Cocodona. So yeah, Cole, if you're listening, maybe we can get you on in April if you have time.
Pre-race, maybe a little pre-race interview.
Yeah, that'd be cool too.
Hey Cole, tell us about how you dominate this show.
And Yeah, and congrats
Yeah,
on
congrats, big
the
congrats.
win. Yep. So, all right, let's move on here. Cove to Grove. This is
Cove to Grove.
in California. It starts in La Quinta, which is near Palm Springs, and it's a really cool area. This like Santa Rosa and San Jacinto mountain range is just awesome. I mean, it's just stunning. And this is a 31-mile route. It has 6,200 feet of climb, and it looks like we were checking out the profile of this thing. It seriously looks like you climb like 5,000 to 6,000 feet in the first 7 or 8 miles, and then it's pretty much downhill the rest of the way. And Rob Manley set the male unsupported FKT in 6 hours and 17 minutes. And so unsupported means he had to carry everything with him.
Yeah.
And it could only get water from public sources, public taps, or other water sources.
I can't imagine there's a lot out there to get. You know what I mean? Like I can't imagine there's a lot of like. Well, I guess you go by some trailheads and shit like that, don't you?
Yeah, it looks like. Yeah, like you might be going through some campgrounds or something.
Yeah, when you cross 74, I'd be stunned if there's not something here at 74.
Yeah, but
you get yeah.
Although once you leave that area, like the Pinyon Pines and Alpine Village and all that, it looks like nothing after that.
Yeah, if you want water, you better find that shit before you get to 74, because once you go over,
yeah.
there is not another mile marker or anything out there. You are.
Yeah. Well,
baby.
It is winter, so hopefully there's some natural water sources that you can
snow.
You can like melt some snow. Yeah, so that's the FKT of the week for us, I guess. All right, moving right along. So, getting into some news, there's a new podcast that Ultrasignup. So Ultrasignup is really expanding into the ultra world more and more, beyond just being a registration site. And they are getting into the podcast game, or maybe they already have a podcast. I'm not sure. If they do, they're adding another one to the network with Buzz Burrell, who's, he's kind of a legend in the sport. And I believe he did a podcast for Ultra Running Magazine too for a little bit, or maybe he was a guest on there, or a guest host. But and it's cool, like in this picture, he's holding one of those old school Ultimate Direction bottles. And so I had a whole bunch of those that my friend gave me like a couple of years ago, and I stored them, and we moved into this new place, and I had them stored in this cabinet above the laundry, in the laundry room. And whoever lived here before must have put some sort of detergent in this cabinet, because it like the fragrance from this detergent like soaked into all my water bottles. And I tried everything, and I can't get that smell and taste out of there. Drink the water, it's no good.
I would keep running those things to a dishwasher until it's out.
Yeah,
I would run those through a dishwasher every day for a year if it took that. Those things are worth their weight in gold. You cannot give up.
Well, I tried like vinegar, like I tried all kinds of stuff. But anyway, I had one that I didn't store in there, and it was because I think the lid had like a little tiny drip leak in the lid. So I kept that one separate just in case.
Yeah.
So I do have one. I have one that's not tainted. But anyway, back to what we're talking about. So yeah, Ultrasignup is launching a podcast with Buzz Burrell, and he's going to have guests on. He is definitely a pioneer in the sport. and he's gonna deliver some good conversations, and yeah. So what I want to say is, Ultrasignup, if you're listening, or if anybody knows anybody at Ultrasignup and they are listening, if you want a news show, an ultra running news podcast to add to your
repertoire,
network, add to your holster, you know, we may be interested. So
we know some people.
Yeah.
We know some people.
So,
Buzz can be on the entertainment side. We can be on the news side.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah.
All
we
right.
can do some cross-functional stuff. It'd be great.
Heck yeah. Okay. Well, I think, man, like, I guess we're doing like really good on time here.
Yeah.
We're now moving into our 3 T's.
Three T's.
Tips, tricks, thoughts. So we want to talk about the mental side of ultra running, and I know this could really be probably stemmed into like five different 3 T's, but really I kind of want to talk about like what do you do when you get into a funk in a race, when you're at like this all-time low, and like, do you have a mantra? What does that look like? And I want to maybe talk about the mental side of tapering.
Oh, yeah.
And so I guess, and even like the night before the race too. So like, let's go taper night before race, and then when you're deep into this mental funk in the thing. So do you want to go first, or?
Yeah, I can lead it off, I guess. All right, so taper. I think the big thing to know about taper is you have to do it. You have to do it. Do not. No, wait. Let me rephrase it. You have to do it. Do not fall for the trap of, I need to go just a little bit further. No, you don't. No. Stay disciplined and do the miles that the taper says to do. You're supposed to be reducing miles. Don't fall for the trap of going and getting a little bit more in, or like I'm wasting my training. No, you're not. No, you're not.
Your head will tell you.
Yeah.
Your mind will tell you that you don't
Yeah.
want to lose what you've built.
Yeah, you're not. As a matter of fact, you're gaining on what you've built. Like, your muscles are recovering. You're getting stronger in that. A taper is nothing more than a very long, extended, prolonged recovery time. That's all it is. Everyone who knows anything about running will tell you, and exercise in general, lifting, cycling, anything, the rest day is maybe the most important day. Your taper is nothing more than a giant, long, prolonged rest day. Use it. Do it. The other thing that's always fascinated me about the taper is how much shit aches and hurts.
I was gonna go there. Yes, like
so weird, so interesting. But it's like, why is it doing that? It's because your muscles are growing and stuff is strengthening, and it's kind of coming back together. It's tightening up. It's or loosening up, but it's coming back together. Like, that's a good thing. Like it's like you're not injured. You're not in. I mean, well, you might be, but like, generally speaking, that weird ache is not bad.
You will develop all kinds of phantom pains on
weird.
taper. You will be sure that you're injured.
Yeah.
But oddly enough, more often than not, when you get on that start line and the race gets started, that shit just goes away.
It's gone. It's gone. Absolutely gone. Yeah. Night before, listen, you're not going to sleep. You're just not. It was just
just plan on that.
just plan on being off your feet, right? Like absolutely get off your feet. Like I remember reading this study one time that said that like yes, sleep would be optimal, right? But the gap, like sleep is here, just being off your feet and laying down is here. And then not laying down and being up and doing shit like fiddling with your shit or packing or play like that kind of stuff or just being active or being sitting up. It went sleep, off your feet, and then like way down. Like it was a substantial drop. It was like, and so those who are listening, I can't see my hand gestures. It was basically like 1A, and then 56. Like it was that significant of a drop. So the night before, right, have everything done the day of, right? Like during the daylight, have everything packed, everything laid out, have it laid out to where you can mentally see, like literally lay it out so you can look at how you're going to wear it and shit like that. Have it laid out, ready for yourself to go, but do that at like, 3 o'clock, 5 o'clock, wherever the fuck. Go to the dumbass, godforsaken, horrible ass race director meetings that they make you fucking go to.
If it's not mandatory, then
dude,
I would like
race.
Unless it's your first 100-miler.
Yeah,
God. If it's not mandatory, I wouldn't go.
You know what's funny is I've been to Western States one time, but I've talked to so many people who have been there to Western States that they give the same ass speech every single time, and it's essentially that you're going to die in the canyons, you're going to spontaneously combust because it's so fucking hot. There you go. There's your pre-race meeting from Western States. Yeah. Like it's just like, what are we talking?
Well, the good thing about States is they do it at like 1 o'clock in the afternoon.
Yeah.
So,
but
if they do it at like 5, 6 o'clock the night before the race,
it's the worst. Because again, I hate to be this guy. Also, I just going to sound a little elite, a little snobby. I hate to tell you folks, there are such thing as dumb questions. Mm-hmm. There's a such thing as dumb questions. Guess what? If you're racing a race in, I don't know, fucking Vancouver, Canada, yes, there are fucking bears. If you're racing a race in the middle of nowhere ass, like mountain range, Washington, Wyoming, yes, there is wildlife. Yes, you will see. Like, what are we talking about?
Yeah.
Like I've legitimately heard those questions asked, and like, well, or will my feet get wet? Have you looked at the race course? There are 6 water crossings.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, what are we?
Chances are this stuff is already covered on their website in the race packet.
So anyways,
but mentally, the night before,
just get off your feet. Just get off your feet. Lay down, rest. Try to close your eyes. Try to get a good night's sleep. And I guess my only other thing I would say about the day before things is don't go the way of Michael Scott. Do not eat fucking
fettuccine Alfredo.
Yeah, Alfredo, right? Like, don't do that. Like,
he's carbo loading.
Yeah, like weirdly, like eat some plain ass chicken, eat some protein, and go to bed. Day of was your next one, right? Day of, what do you do when you get all the way into the hurt locker, right? One, embrace it. Just embrace it. That's what your dumbass signed up for. You didn't know you signed up for that, but that's exactly what you signed up for. You signed up to hurt. You signed up to figure out what your body could do. Guess what? That includes suffering. That includes pain. That includes doing shit that you've never done before. So I hate to say it, just embrace it. Accept it. Let the darkness flood over you. You know what I mean? Like, just accept it. And then, like, find comfort in it. Find solace in it. Just appreciate the fact that you're pushing through it. So that's the corny answer for you. The other answer is this. You do the same thing you do when you're trying to eat an elephant. You eat that motherfucker one bite at a time.
That's right.
And so if you're doing a 100-miler and you're at mile 42 and all of a sudden the pain cave reaches up and drags your ass down into it, don't think about the other 58 miles you got to do. Think about, all right, I got to get to this next aid station. And if that's too daunting for you, pick a fucking tree, pick a rock, pick something on the horizon that you can see and just like, I'm going to get to that. And then when you get to that, you find the next thing down. And when you find the next thing down, you get to that. But whatever it is, you just keep micro goaling yourself all the way to the aid station. And then when you get to the aid station, if you have time, if you have the time and the ability, sit down, get some carb. Because here's the wild thing: a lot of times that mental shit is a lack of one of three things, and it's the thing that we're going to find our homeboy Ronnie dead with in his hands: salt, sugar, or water, baby.
That's right.
Like that weird mental stuff is almost always a deficit of one of those
always
three
calories.
things. Yeah, it's always one of those things. So just micro goal your happy ass to the next aid station. Sit down. Tell them that you're in a bad headspace. If it's a good aid station, they're like, great. Let's cram some calories, some water, some salt, some sugar down your mouth hole. Shut you the fuck up and get you back out on the course.
Yeah,
that's it. Like that's how you survive the pain cave. One, you accept it, you embrace it, and you micro goal to the aid station. You get calories into yourself, and then you keep on keeping on.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's me. I don't know. So
that's life according to Johnny.
There you go. Welcome to the circus that is between my ears.
That's right. That's right.
How about you? What do you do during taper and all that kind of stuff?
Well, I'm like totally in line with you on taper. You're gonna feel like you need to burn it down. You know, if you're feeling good, you just try to resist. You know, you will get. We talked about the phantom pains, the phantom injuries. I've gone through it so many times. Heavy legs. I go out on my taper runs. I'm like, I'm only running 4 miles. I'm used to running like 8 to 10 miles, you know, during the week on a day. And now I'm only running 4 miles and my legs feel like I can hardly move. What the hell? And that is literally, well, like Johnny said, it's your muscles repairing themselves, but it's also in your head too, because the race is coming up. And by tapering, it's triggering your subconscious to start getting nervous about this race, or you get anxious about it. And you just gotta trust the process. You gotta trust in your training, and you gotta trust that you've done everything that you can do, and that it's gonna pay off when the race gets there. Because once that starting gun goes off, all that baggage from taper, it just goes out the window. So don't panic during taper, but definitely do it. And the night before the race, I have always had a problem sleeping. Like mentally, like I can be like totally relaxed, but for whatever reason, it's just the anxiety is just in my subconscious. And so it's very important to get sleep throughout the week, you know, to get good sleep, because you're not going to sleep the night before, or if you do, you're a champion.
You're a psychopath.
Like I've not, like up until Mountain Lakes, and I think I maybe attempted like 800s up until Mountain Lakes, and I didn't get more than 2 hours of sleep the night before any one of those. There's even like long training runs that I have a hard time getting to sleep the night before. Just, you know, I just get excited or anxious. I know I got to get up early, even 50K races, 50-mile races, but I usually do get more sleep from those than I do for 100-miler. But yeah, mentally, like Johnny said, you got to lay down, you know, do something to quiet your mind. I've tried the whole count backwards from 1,000 thing.
Yeah.
And that works pretty good. But one time I made it all the way from 1,000 to 0.
can't wrap my head around that. I would have lost count. There's no way.
If you can read yourself to sleep, or actually, so mountain lakes, I got the most sleep I've ever gotten the night before a 100-miler at mountain lakes. And part of the reason was what Johnny alluded to. You need to have everything ready. Like, I've never been so prepared for a race than my last time I ran mountain lakes. I had my drop bags were like all labeled, like it was perfect. I had my stuff laid out, and I was just in a really good place with my preparation. And all that was done very early the day before. So I didn't have to like stress or sweat it or anything in the evening. And then I watched some rock climbing documentary and like on Netflix when I was laying down, and honestly, like it got me tired, like it put me to sleep. So I think I got like maybe 4 or 5 hours of sleep. I was like, holy shit, like let's go.
That's awesome. Yeah,
It was awesome. But yeah, just plan on being anxious, but you do have to rest. You do have to, try to quiet your mind if you can. But your mind will play tricks on you. You're going to be anxious, especially if you're new to ultra running. Now, if you can handle it and you're a true badass, like you can do what one of our friends does and drink a 6-pack of Budweiser and eat a large pizza the night before and sleep like a baby.
Makes me so fucking nervous and so sick every time he does it. I just like it's like if you go anywhere at the race for him, he's like, "Well, we gotta find a pizza place." I'm like, oh my god! Like I'm like, but he's a bad little motherfucker though.
He did it the night before Western States, and it worked out pretty good for him. But anyway, okay, so night before, you're pretty much screwed. Just accept it. I think sometimes if you just like succumb to it, like you might be better off than. And the worst is actually when you do fall asleep. Like, let's say you fall asleep at like 11:30, and you wake up like an hour and a half later, and you're like, oh, it's morning, it's time to go. I just had a whole night's sleep, and you look, and it's like 1 a.m. You're like, oh shit.
Oh shit. Just lay there.
Yeah. All right, let's go to race day. And if you're new to 100-milers, or even if you've been running them forever, there is going to come a time in the race when you are going to want to quit. You're going to. This is where the mental challenge is the hardest. You're going to want to quit, and you're going to give yourself all these million excuses why you're okay with it. It's insane how sure you are that it's just not your day. This is dumb. You're not 100-mile distance isn't for you. Like, I'm just gonna, stop this one and not do a 100-miler again.
I could permanently injure myself. I could permanently injure. I think this is ruptured. It is ruptured. I could have to amputate my foot if I don't stop. Like the wild shit you will convince yourself of.
It is crazy, and you will be convinced. You will be convinced that it's in your best interest to stop. And I've gotten burned by that, even though I did have like a pretty serious medical condition. I still, like the second DNF I had at 100. The first one I got timed out. I mean, I had an injured foot. There's not much I could do about that. But the second one, I had like inflamed colon, like colitis. And like I had some time before cutoff. I could have went. It might have been not a smart move, but of course I regretted it. And that was 2017 Mountain Lakes. So I did go back. I did go back and finish Mountain Lakes this year or last year, but But anyways, your mind is going to tell you to quit. And that's where exactly what Johnny said. You need to get your ass to an aid station and eat some food.
Yeah.
And sit down and rest if you have the time. Even lay down. Just tell the aid station worker, I'm going to lay right here in the dirt by you. Just please just make sure I'm up in 10 minutes.
Yeah, give me a nudge and
Yeah, even if you don't sleep, that 10 minutes of just laying there after you've eaten some food is going to make a world of difference in your mental state. You'll leave out of there like, what the hell? I actually feel good. You're going to go from I'm convinced I need to quit to all right, let's do this, So don't give in to the voices. And after when I DNF'd that second race, because, I gave myself the excuse to quit, I was so pissed afterwards that I told myself never again. And I will never quit unless I timed out, unless they tell me I have to. Right. So that's my mantra now. Do not make them drag you off the course is my mantra.
Yeah.
They are going to have to tell me to quit. And it's not always easy. In Fat Dog at mile 80, I was a half hour ahead of cutoff and I was certain I was done. Luckily, Jessica was there. She, got me some food, some pierogies, some Coke, Coca-Cola.
Yeah.
But
little Colombian marching powder.
Yeah. Right. Don't let the voices get to you. It doesn't always get worse. That's what they say.
Great. It's such there's just that's just such an unbelievably powerful phrase. It doesn't always get worse.
Yeah.
It doesn't always get worse. Now, listen, it might get worse, but it doesn't always get worse.
Not always.
Not always. There's that one time out of 100 that it didn't get worse. So it doesn't always get worse. It can get really bad, but it doesn't always get worse. It
can get better. So
it can get better. Listen, I feel like on a lot of the hundreds I've done, weirdly enough, man, and I guess crazy as hell because you do training runs further, but I feel like I've hit multiple times on multiple hundreds where the 20-mile mark, the 50K mark, you're just feel a little shitty. Mm-hmm. And you're like, well, that's just dumb. What the fuck? And so that's usually my first one. And then I usually have another fuck me. Around 50-mile to 100K mark, I'll usually have another well, this is bullshit. And then I'll have one more somewhere around 85 to 93-ish. I'll have another one where I'm now that one, the 85 to 93-mile one, that one's usually a full-on ass. I'm fucking throwing a temper tantrum, meltdown. I'm being a fucking raging dick. Kind of that one's usually a bad one. My poor wife caught a heat round one year at Mohican. And to this day, I will die with regret with how mean I was to her at Mo. Fourth loop up at the fire tower, just fucking full send, piped off, so some just dumb shit. But yeah, that's, I think that's the other thing is knowing that they're coming. You gotta know, you're a fucking idiot if you don't think it's coming. You gotta know they're coming.
It's gonna happen.
It's gonna happen, and then just embrace it. I think the only 100 that I really didn't suffer a lot. Weirdly enough, I don't remember, and admittedly, it's a long time ago. I don't remember suffering bad during hallucination 100. I don't remember suffering really bad then. And then weirdly enough, I don't remember suffering super bad at Rim to River. I don't remember suffering there. I remember coming into the 55-mile mark, which is the turnaround. I remember coming in there and just being like completely space cadetted because I was tired and
Yeah.
hungry and cold, tired, hungry and cold. Because it had gotten like, my dumb. I was in shorts and a t-shirt and it was like 40 fucking degrees and you'd been running in the hot sun all day long.
And your body temperature just plummets.
Like no calories, And so I remember sitting just fucking shivering and like staring right through, just staring dead ass through Chaz, Pete, and Ronnie, and just like, well, okay,
your soul got sucked.
I like, all right, well, I guess I'm out of here. Just stood up and
you might want your coat.
And just bebop down the trail, and but I don't ever remember being uber miserable, but those are rarities. Those are rarities. For those two races, like both years, Mo substantially made up for all of the times I never felt bad. Old Dominion, like the whole fucking race, you feel like a bag of shit. So you know what I mean? Like, but yeah.
Oh, I think the year that you and I ran a couple loops at Mo 100 together, that was brutal. That heat.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
That was a rough year. That was a rough year.
I was so tired and hot. I was leaning against trees on that the mountain bike downhill from what's the one after Covered Bridge? The
Grove.
Way up on top there.
Yeah, Oak Ridge. Oak Ridge? No,
yeah, something Ridge. Whatever that one is.
Yeah.
That there's like a 7-mile downhill.
Yeah.
And like I was like leaning on trees, like trying not to fall asleep, like on the second loop.
That's on the second loop. That's super bad.
And that's where I laid in the grass for like 10 minutes when I got back there. I left out of there with a cup of broth, one of those giant like foam cups, like broth.
Oh man, that's funny. It's funny. That fucking race. That's so fun. I might do a 50 miler there. I need to do the 50 miler. You got forever a day. You can fucking power hike the 50 there.
For sure.
So
good stuff.
All right.
Man. All right.
That's
let's
it.
Get on out of here. Thanks everyone for tuning in, and we will hopefully see you on the next one.
Catch you on the flippity flop.
Later.